Good morning, good morning, good morning. Peace to the world, peace to the world. What's up, everybody? It's your man, AC Star. I want to give a big shout out to y'all. Good morning, everybody. Hope all is well this day on this February 9th, 2021. Yo, what's up, everybody? How y'all doing this morning? Big shout out to my man, the Chief Rocker, sure to be proper. My man, Triple OG. There's nobody like Triple OG. The wisdom, the spirit, and love he brings is unparalleled. Big shout out to Tampa Supreme. What's going on, Tampa Supreme? Yo, Tampa Supreme, yo. They trying to label you a troublemaker, man. They trying to label you a troublemaker, bro. What's up with that, bro? You gotta get on them, bro. Tell them to get off your balls, man. Tell them leave you alone, Tampa, man. Tell them you just point out the nonsense, man. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Ain't nothing wrong with that. So, yo, man, please hit the like and share, man. I hope everybody's having a good morning this morning. Sorry about yesterday. Couldn't do a show yesterday, man. Had to get with that snow. Definitely had to get with that snow. Then I had to have a conversation with my wonderful EP, and me and her had to discuss some things, man. You know what I'm saying? But I'm here today, nice and shiny, bright, early morning, ready to get it rocking, ready to talk some things. I ain't going to do too much today. It's just a few topics I wanted to talk about, some things that I've been going through in this community, and just some things that I notice in everyday life. First thing I wanted to discuss, I don't know, lately, I've been in a lot of spaces, man, and I noticed that talking about, it's almost like automatic, right, that you know, people know there's no money in talking about things that will help black people. I mean, there's some sectors, you know, that they may have like a neutral conversation where they talk about like, you know, business and things of that nature. They may not label it necessarily black or whatever, right? But they enlighten the people, you know what I mean? They bring information to the people that just may be generic information or just maybe information that's in generic topics, right? But what I noticed is like in the black spaces, it's hard to get people to split the two, to understand that you could talk about black topics and talk about other things, and that doesn't necessarily make you selling out or make you talk about the white man. It's amazing to me how so many black people that consider themselves non-pro-black have such a problem with, you know, black people who talk about black topics or talk about things that we can overcome as a people, and how that thing is labeled as talking about the white man, right? Like it's like when we double down on the fuckery, or when we double down on the dysfunctional behaviors in our community, that's seen as optimal conversation. That's seen as conversation we should have because it's happening in our surroundings. And by all means, that's true, right? But I think that we tend to think that entertainment, like just entertaining people and having gossip and things going around, like that's somehow beneficial to us because it may be beneficial to individuals' pocketbooks, right? Not understanding that when you get in the mud and you slinging mud, it's hard to cleanse yourself off that, right? I sling mud. I get into a lot of different beefs on channels and platforms, and that's something that I want to, you know, personally take a step back from, because I feel like when you begin to tar yourself with that, right? And see, what people trying to tar me with is the idea that I like to talk about the white man all the time. I like to talk about the white man. And it's not that I like to talk about the white man, because I don't necessarily I'm not talking about the white man when I'm having discussions. I'm talking about black enlightenment, black empowerment, right? And if that means that I'm talking about the white man, that means that you don't have a true contextual understanding of what I'm talking about, because you think me talking about black empowerment is me saying the white man is holding me back, or the white man is doing this, or the white man is doing that. And that's not what I'm saying. That's like a real simplistic and lazy way to look at my content or look at what I'm talking about, right? And I think this comes from people choosing sides, and they choose a side based on what they think the outside world will want. And they think if you don't have those discussions, you're limiting yourself. Like a lot of times I get bombarded with the idea of, well, AC, expand your conversation. You know, you ain't got to talk about the white man alone. But my thing is, those people that's talking about other things aren't necessarily, those things they're talking about aren't true. They're not valid. It's more like gossip. It's more like a passive aggressive way critiquing a group or just the same old black people don't know. They're always saying, well, black men don't know how to have families and black men don't know how to hold households. I mean, when you make generalized statements like that, is it backed up by empirical research? Is it backed up by you having some information to strengthen your argument to say that majority of black men don't know how to lead households? And see, the thing is, a lot of times they get these talking points from outside their circle. Right? And it comes from outside their circle because they invite others in. They invite white people in. They invite, black people that's from foreign countries, things of that nature, which is fine because, like I say, I'm in relationships with foreign black women. I've been in relationships with foreign black women. So I have the ability to articulate that I love being in relationships with women from foreign countries and things of that nature. But I also understand that African Americans, we have internal conversations and things that take place in our community that is not always privy to everybody else. And we can't, just generalize or put our feelings and emotions in a whole bucket of black diaspora, right? Because our relationship with white America, the flag and things of that nature is different. But what I see is like people make it seem like talking about black topics is like blaming a white man. Like, it's just a lazy thing. I never understood where people felt so comfortable with associating those two things. And then I'm seeing this preponderance of these black faces going to these white spaces to be accepted. Now you see a lot of black people really going to be interviewed by white people or bringing white people over here to be interviewed. It's almost like we're lying to ourselves when we say that their stamp of approval is what we seek. Right? And it's almost infantile and childish in this manner, because you can have these black people that tell you to dress like this and do like that, but they'll go on podcasts with white people who don't dress like that, who dress down, who dress like hillbillies, right? And they'll never have that conversation with the white person to tell them, like, these are the things that you need to do to advance yourself or advance your people or your cause. They'll let the white person jump into our culture, critique our culture, and then take these answers back that's given to them back and say, okay, well, let's dissect what was being said. Let's see how these things compartmentalize or compare and contrast to our community. Like, see, a lot of these people around here give you the impression that they're for black people, or black people won't listen to them, or, I try to tell black people this, that, and the third. But the truth is, a lot of them do this shit for white acceptance and white credibility. See, like, we think that everything we do has to be aligned or has to be approved by them, right? And then you have the scenario where you have people who have relationships with white people, right? And then they bring them into spaces and then they say, oh, they cool, until they do something terrible. Right? And then when they do something indifferent, then it's like, oh man, I don't know what's going on with them. Like, wow, why would they do that? But they already knew why they did it. They already knew why they brought them there. Like, I think we being handed some, I don't know. Like, I feel like we're being bamboozled about something, because we can't, like, I was on a panel and we was having a deep discussion about anthropology, archaeology, things of that nature, right? And then you have other people come on there and it's like they want to poo-poo blackness, and they want to say, well, slavery ain't shit, and slavery ain't real, and this ain't real, and that ain't real, right? And then when you present information that's counter to that, they say, well, why can't my history, or why can't what I believe be the truth? Because it's being proven to be false. Peace, Third World. What's going on, bro? Peace, bro. Right? And what happens is, it's like we get this thing where, the people that don't want to be black get to shame the people who are proud to be black. But they don't shame other groups who are proud to be white, or proud to be Hispanic, or proud to be Asian. It's just, if you proud to be black, it's like you doomed to poverty. It's like, man, so man, talking about the white man ain't gonna get me paid. Like, why is that such a moniker in our community? Like, why talking about black enlightenment and talking about the black struggle outside of relationships and how we build and how we go forward? Why is that always seen as talking about the white man? Why can't that be seen as what it is? Black enlightenment, black empowerment. I mean, you know, for me, it's peace, Antea. Good morning to you. Please hit the like and share if you can, man. Let them know AC Stars on here. Let them know AC Stars on here. Please let them know. Please hit the like and share, right? And I feel like that's why black people don't embrace their blackness, because it's attached to failure. It's attached to man, ain't no value in blackness. And I'm not going to harp on this all day. Because I don't want people to think that I'm just harping on blackness all day, because I want to talk about a multitude of topics, but I want to tie them into enlightening us about black issues that are global, that are not just secular, that are not just internal, that span life, right? Span all social spheres. But what I'm noticing is it's like we're not honest with ourselves and saying that even in 2021, after all the years we've been here, we still find our value and our credibility and them co-signing us. Right, you know what I'm saying? Right. So you heard me the other day, Third, when I was on the panel, and it's like it's like they don't understand that blackness is just not like blackness is all over the globe, but in different time frames. Like the people, our early settlers and our early travelers from Africa are not the same as the descendants of slaves that we see now, right? They want to conflate these two things and say, well, we was here before the slavery. Like, they're so ashamed of slavery that they won't acknowledge it, or they'll diminish it and say, well, that's not who we are. But none of them can show you where their ancestry can connect to pre-slavery African immigrants or African migrants or African explorers. They want to say that Africans was indigenous to this nation or indigenous to this landmass. Yes, they may have been here, but that doesn't say indigenous. They don't even understand what the word indigenous means. Right? They don't even understand that human migration and how the Mongoloids, they pretty much came up out of Africa and went to different places and settled different places. The evolution of man, like, enlightenment in the black community is like fucking kryptonite. Like, in order for us to be enlightened, it's got to be aligned with conspiracy. And the crazy part about it is the people who tell me that I talk about the man and the white man too much is the same people that always say, well, this didn't happen because of the man, or that didn't happen because of the man, or this is not going to happen because the man don't want it like that. Like, we're still talking about the man. And we all know who the man is. We all know that the man is representative of white America, the white power structure. But when we talk about black empowerment and we talk about how we can get around the man and we can build our own, and we don't need his credibility or his value system to value ourselves or to expand our horizons, we're told, man, we talking about the white man. Well, how am I talking about the white man if I'm talking about black empowerment? If I'm talking about black enlightenment? What I'm doing is I'm telling you that you can live your life and not use his value system to upgrade yourself. Peace, Sweet Pea. What's going on, baby? Good morning to you. Good morning to you, Sweet Pea. Or good afternoon or good evening, because I know you in a whole nother time zone. I keep forgetting, baby. I keep forgetting you across that Atlantic. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, we're not being honest in our discourse about blackness or about what we value or who words we value or what group words we value. See, you ever notice like when the white people do come over into these spaces and they're on panels and things of that nature, they rarely get pushback unless they did some fuck shit. They get handed with kid gloves, but we don't see that same reciprocity with a black person. Like, if a black person go on a panel and their ideas are opposite of what the panel or the group that where they or the space that they're in, they get pillaged in the chat. Get pillaged. Oh, this punk motherfucker, you a simp, da 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 da. But you rarely see that same animus towards the white person. If anything, people perk up and listen. Now, you may have a few brothers here and there that may pick out a few things, but for the most part, most people just listen attentively. They just listen attentively and be like, yeah, okay, that, And my thing is, how can you give value judgment or place a value on what this person is saying, but you don't do that for people that belong to your group? Like, I'm just confused on why so many people want to put their blackness down. And like, I got all this pushback, somebody put up a video of me and another person having a back and forth, and I got all this pushback in the chat. Was like, oh my God, he always talking about white, and they so misconstrued my words, because I'm never up there saying that white people shouldn't be in the spaces. That's never what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, you black people give white people more value in spaces than y'all give other black people, and to me, that's fucking outrageous. I mean, I've been in white spaces. I've had conversations with white people. Like, my life has not been void of white people. White people have been very influential in my life. I'm not anti-white. I'm not racist. I'm very pro-black, right? But I can articulate that when I'm in a space and I'm with black people and I'm in a black space, right? I think that we should have enough wherewithal to say that in this space, we will control the narrative of the conversation that we're having, and we won't let others come in and diffuse that and make it about something else because we want to have a kumbaya moment, or we want to show that we're not pro-black so we can get the money. It's almost like blackness will make you poor. It's like we under this impression that being black is just a banishment to poverty. So if you say you pro-black, then that means you ain't gonna make no money, you're gonna be secluded in the area, you don't have no options. I mean, how simplistic is that? How simplistic is it to think that if you're pro-black, that you limit your options in life? See, to me, that means that you're not articulate in the position and the stand that you take, because if you allow someone to limit you based on your belief system, then that means you're not communicating your belief system properly for people to understand. And if they willingly try not to understand, then that's their ignorance. It's not on you. See, the issues that we see in our community is the lack of enlightenment, right? It's like we're not paying attention that the information is being spoon-fed to us, right? And then we're being told when you consume information that's outside of you, you're lame or you're a nerd. So everything that you need to like engulf yourself in enlightenment and engulf yourself in things that will make you a better person is demonized. Unless it's linked to whiteness or something. Right? So for me, I'm trying to understand how, because you choose to, not or somehow avoid black topics, or somehow, only talk about black topics because you can't talk about the white men all the time. I'm trying to understand how talking about black topics is talking about the white man. Like, how all these ideas of uplifting and is just so labeled with such, I ain't gonna say negative because it's not really negative, but this just, I don't know, it's so loosely defined, right? Like everything about pro-blackness so loosely defined by others. I mean, it's like, and then they always use this thing, well, this is a white platform, so you're on a white platform and you're using a white platform, you don't want white people in the space. And it's this, and for all those of y'all who love white people and who kick it with white people, okay, that's cool. But don't be mad at us or talk shit to those of us who just want to build black spaces that enlift and enlighten us. Don't talk shit to us. We're not wrong for our pursuits. If we don't make the money that y'all make doing what we do, so be it. But all of us can't be anti-black. I don't want to be a Tommy Sotomayor. I don't want to give the impression that I'm not pro-black and that, you know, my stance is I just want to make the money. Peace, Lady R. Thank you for coming through. Thank you for coming through. Good morning to you. Thank you for coming through. Please hit the like and share if you can. Because I don't think that it's wrong to talk about high-minded topics. I don't think it's wrong to talk about archaeology, anthropology, things of that nature, understanding blackness. And see, a lot of times, and that's the crazy part, right? That's the crazy part. Like, you're not pro-black, but you're pro-black indigenous America, right? Like you're pro that the Africans was here and we're related to them and we're not related to the slaves and all this. And that's crazy to me. That's crazy to me that you would skip slavery and say, well, I belong to the indigenous people that was here 1,500 years ago and I don't know nothing about them slaves, them modern slaves. I ain't got no connection to them. I don't even know them people. I mean, it's amazing to me that these people have dark skin. You can really identify that they African Americans and shit like that. But they be like, I'm a native. I'm Native American, but I ain't black. Right? Like they're in spaces where their blackness is a threat. It's a detriment to them. Where if they give the impression that, listen, man, I'm not black, yo, I'm for everybody, but I'm native. Peace up, y'all. Thank you for coming through, bro. I don't know if this is your first live that you ever made of mine, but thank you for coming through, bro. I appreciate it. Please hit the like and share if you can, bro. And yo, y'all, my Cash App is up there. That's the real Cash App. $ACB, lowercase L44. I mean, so to me, it's like we only see credibility when white people stamp it. So if we bring a white person to our show or if we have white people, then that means we're legit. That means we have credibility. And I find that to be an uncompromising position because it's like you don't really understand what you're saying. Like you're saying, I'm for my indigenous roots and I'm for the Africans that came and wasn't enslaved, but I don't want nothing to do with those ones that was enslaved because that shows weakness. I don't want anything to do with the slaves because, you know, I don't want to have beef with white people. So if I align myself with ADOS, then I'm gonna have beef with white people because I know what they did to me. So if I disconnect from slavery, then I won't have beef with white people and I'll be docile and then I'll be able to live my life. And I'll be able to join their rock bands and I'll be able to work in their corporate America. It's like they want to domesticate themselves, right? But they don't want to domesticate themselves in who they are. They want to domesticate themselves in a group that didn't see slavery, in a group that was conquerors, right? That was they want the best black people. They don't want the slavery black people. They want the ones who was they want the Olmecs, the people who built the Olmec statues, right? And what they don't understand, those people weren't indigenous people, ladies and gentlemen. They were traders. And not traders, Traitors. They were Trader, traders. They was trading fur. They were trading minerals. They were trading salt. They were trading jewels. They were trading food. They were not indigenous people. They were explorers, as Africans has always been throughout millennials. Those people came here to trade with the indigenous people here. Because when they looked upon the water, they knew it was something out there. So they took a chance and they wanted to, because that's what migration is. We see that now with the migrant populations of the South. They feel it. They feel the energy. They know it's something popping north of them. Those Africans that y'all want to call indigenous were traders. They were sailors. They were people who sailed across the world to meet other civilizations because they had been where they had been for hundreds and thousands of years. So they thought it was now time to go out and see what was on the horizon. They wasn't afraid to fall off because they had already understood that the world was round. They had already did the science and did the math to astrology and did the math to our geographical location. Now it's time to travel out and see if they can find new things and new adventures and new civilizations to trade with and bring back other things because they wanted to enlighten themselves. They didn't want to limit themselves to the environment they was in because they had mastered that. They wanted to go out and see other things. They wanted to go out and find other things. And they went and they traded it and they did things and they established things. And they shared with other cultures. They didn't try to dominate them or take over. They shared with them. And they left traces of artifacts like Olmec heads, and they taught them about pyramids, and they taught them about those things. And they left. And they left. See, we have a lot of people that want to bring in new information and pseudo information to make themselves feel better about their docile and domestication that they're receiving personally in this white world. And that's okay. If that helps you get along and that helps you make it in this world, that's okay. Aligning yourself with the team, the winning team, that's fine. That's cool. That's what you do. I mean, it's just weird to me, folks. It's just weird to me. I don't know if any of y'all experienced that. I know we see it a lot of times, but it's just different to me. It's just real different to me. It's real different. It's real different. It's like, it's like we can't chew gum and walk at the same time. It's like we limited. It's like we can't, like I can't have a white person over here and really talk about serious black topics. Or I can't bring a white person on my panel and talk about things and not let them put me in a position to where they feel superior or they feel like they're talking down to someone else. I don't do that. If we're having a conversation, we're on equal footing. I don't give a fuck who you is. So let me give a big shout out to the chat. Sweet P, Up Y'all, Third World, Triple OG, Lady R. I'd like to thank everybody for coming through. Definitely like to thank everybody for coming through. So, yo, man, how y'all feel about all this beef and all this nonsense that we see in the sector, man, with all these different people, having issues and shit? I mean, it seems like the beef is forever. Like, it just goes on and on and on and on and on, right? Like motherfuckers is buying 10K rings and all this and that. Just, I don't know. Like, I don't know. Like, do they realize how hypocritical they are? Like, you can't tell people how to love and all this, that, and the third, and then you in a back chat buying pussy. Like, I mean, it's almost like we're just infantile, right? It's like we just don't want to grow up. It's like it's like we love this shit, y'all. We love this gossip. We love all this fuck shit. We love it. We love it. We up 2-3 o'clock in the morning, talking about struggle love, talking about all type of shit. We love it. We love it. And then we invite other races of people and other ethnic groups to come over and see all the African American fuckery. And then we wonder why people from other groups come in and dominate and play games, because they just watching us. They just watching us, paying attention, just figuring out where their little end is, and then they come in and they do it. And it's being done by other black people. Like, other black people say, yeah, let's prep the space with this, let's prep the space with that. Because, and if you pay attention, it's usually a lot of misfit blacks or like black people with, you don't see their face or they live in some rural area, right? Where it's a plethora of white people and, it's a paucity of black people. So it's like they've had to live this diverse life. So they want you to understand, like, hey man, white people are cool. Hey man, white people are cool. There are some very nice, cool, people, appropriate white people. But I don't think that we should be in a space where we yield to them as much as we do. They'll never let us go into. There are no white spaces like these black spaces. I was saying that on somebody's panel the other day. And then they were still, and it's like they hear you, but they just want to misconstrue your words so they can't be wrong. And my thing is, I'm not trying to make y'all wrong and trying to be right. I'm just trying to tell the reality on the ground. And the reality on the ground is, just because you guys feel comfortable around them, that don't mean everybody feel comfortable around them. That don't mean everybody, trust them. Because they're, just like black people, you got to trust and verify. You just can't let people in your space and then and not vet them and not know what they're about. And then when they do some fuck shit, everybody got their hands up like, oh, man. I feel like everybody want to be black, but everybody want to be black with costume on, right? Like they want to put on a costume when they here and then take off the costume and be black for a few hours, then put the costume back on. Like it don't make no sense to me. And like Big J Triple X and I don't know who the other person is, like they want you to feel about white people like they do. I don't live that life. I'm not in that environment, Big J Triple X. I'm not going to run on no space and be like, where the white girls at? I will never say nothing like that. And it's not because I have hate for white people. See, a person that doesn't, praise white lifestyle and praise diversity is not anti anything. And I'll repeat that over and over and over and over again until it sinks in. If you guys want to be diverse and want to be and find and be in relationships with those people and do, that's on y'all. Don't get mad at us or tell us that those of us who don't find that appealing, don't tell us we're wrong or we're somehow bad people. If you like white pussy, that's on you. If you like white people in the space and have them there to speak about things that's on you. But I don't have no problem with bringing them over here. But I want to talk about things that make a difference, that collectively uplift us. I don't want to talk about fucking white girls and leaving the black race to go be with other people. I don't, what the fuck was that do for me? See, I come from a very diverse area of America. I mean, the most diverse area in the world, probably. From Philadelphia to Boston is probably the most diverse place in the world. You'll find damn near every ethnic group on the goddamn universe in that damn place. Unlike the South, the Midwest, the Northwest, the Southwest, where y'all don't have a whole bunch of ethnic groups. So we're around white people all day, every day. I live 2 minutes from Bucks County, Pennsylvania, which is the political white flag that they go to during every election. So y'all think I ain't never interact with those people? Y'all think I ain't never talked to them or never did business with them or never, y'all think I'm just limited in my exposure to them? I live around Russians, Polish people, Guatemalans, Ecuadorians, Venezuelans, Hondurans, Russians, Chinese, Korean, Somalians, Eritreans, Ethiopians, Kenyans, Nigerians. So I live around a diverse group of people, unlike you guys. I live in a very, very diverse community, very, very diverse state. New Jersey is the most densely populated state in the Western Hemisphere. We on top of each other. So I see people of all races, all ethnic groups. So I don't have a problem with anyone, but I stand on my square as a black man to evolve and become better and share that with my people. And I don't have to compromise that to be in spaces. I don't have to put that down, because best believe none of those white people that come in those spaces are putting their whiteness down for any of you niggas. If anything, they amping it up. They showing you they gun. They showing you their culture. Their guns, their flannel shirts, right? Their relaxed casual dress. They're not changing for you. They're not doing anything special because you showed up. They don't afford you any more moments to speak than they do their white hosts or their white guests that come on. So I don't get this thing where Big J Triple X or anybody else that have a problem with me, BMT, talking about white faces and black spaces and how those white faces don't put down their blackness, their whiteness to accept or to deal with your blackness, but you put down your blackness to deal with their whiteness. You say, okay, I'm gonna come into this a neutral color. I'm gonna come into this invisible. I don't have no race. And to me, that's a lost cause, because it shows that you're a hypocrite if you talk about black issues and things of that nature. Then you put your blackness down to have a conversation with another group. But when you want to critique your group and talk about their foul shit, you pick it back up. And you get up the bullhorn and then you scream on them. And you say black men can't do. You will never say that white men can't lead a household. You will never make that preposition. And not only because you're not white, but it's because you don't know. And just because you're black doesn't mean you know that all black men or majority of black men don't control households. See, they all live in that same shit that you niggas is fucking up the bag because y'all not good to master. And y'all won't let him come kick it with us. He gonna bring the bag. That's what RBR do. See, RBR bring the white people because he think they gonna bring the bag. So they all think they gonna bring the bag, y'all. And they do, they bring the trick bag. They bring the trick bag. They bring the 3-car Molly bag. And then before you know it, you like, damn, maybe that white man was right. Cause your logic is no longer available because you put it down. You took out your weapons, you put it down, and you came to a duel with no weapons, and then you wonder why you left thinking about what your competitor said and valuing his thought more than you value your own. Like, we literally think that their ice is colder. We literally think that their information is more valuable than our own. I guarantee you, if I was on a platform speaking the same thing I spoke the other day and I was there with a white person, they would have never questioned the white person's facts. They'd be like, oh, you know what? He right. But everything I said was, hold on, AC, hold on, AC. That might not be right, man. When I'm speaking facts, I will never say some shit that I don't factually know. And I'm definitely not going to be on every day talking about white people because I want to talk about other things. I want to talk about, black people and how we will subcontract out our best and brightest ideas to others. I want to talk about, are we really into self-care? Do black people really take care of themselves? Or are we looking for other people to give us the remedy or the prescription? And is that why the proliferation of dating coaches is coming around? Because we see that a lot of people won't turn to themselves and don't have the necessary information themselves to date better and to make better choices when it comes to dating and mates. And the reason is because we don't want to talk about the things that really resonate inside of us that create all this friction, the pain and the trauma, or just the lack that we may have in our own lives that we can't connect to having functional relationships. So now we have all these people add all these complicated things to it and say, oh, the bitch is this and this and that, and the bitch want this and this and that. So now it's just a bunch of people putting out their opinions about things that may not necessarily be false or may not necessarily be true. So to all those that keep saying to AC Star that, you know, I have a problem with white people, or you misconstruing, or you're trying to put it out there, listen to me. Just because you misfits are cool with them and you don't like being black because you may be a misfit black, you may not have nice physical features, you may stutter, and just because you experience trauma in the black community based on your looks or based on some things that some you know, handicaps that you may have, don't think that black people who are not in your place are wrong for not wanting to embrace what you embrace. And if the black community is the cause for you feeling shunned and feeling unimportant, I apologize writ large for that community. To all you black people who may have been teased because of your skin color, or teased because you had a speech impediment, or teased because you like science, or you like high-minded things, I'm apologizing for all the people who did that to you. I'm sorry that they didn't see value in you. I'm sorry that they thought teasing you and making you feel bad about your skin color or your speech impediment was cool. I'm sorry. Because that's what you need. You need to be told that irregardless of what your issue may be, your looks, your speech, you're valued. You matter, and the black community needs you. And you add to our existence. Peace, Psycho. What's going on? Peace, bro. You add to that existence. And I find that a lot of misfit blacks feel as though they got to go align themselves with white people and then talk about how they were treated in our community, and that treatment allowed them to go find allegiance with another group of people because those people don't treat them like that. They don't treat you like that right now, yet. But it's coming. It's coming. And you're going to be more gracious and more understanding of their shit than you was ours, because you probably endured ours a little longer, and that's okay. But to all those black men and women who feel like being a nerd and being a misfit was something that you were scorned and abused about, don't come over here and be on your revenge of the nerd shit and talk crazy to people who ain't do that shit to you. Because I'm a nerd too. And that same shit you went through, I went through too. Only difference is I didn't choose the other side. I just chose to dumb myself down and go hang with the fuckery. Because I didn't have nobody to tell me that don't do that. And I didn't have enough. I was going through a lot of things, so I didn't have enough self-confidence in myself to understand that me wanting to be better and me wanting to speak better and live better and do better was not a problem. But one thing I didn't do is I didn't choose to align myself with another group so I could turn to on the other group. I don't hate black nerds and I don't hate pookies. Yes, I am, Full Circle. I'm a graduate of NYU. Yes, I am. It seemed like you about to say some fuck shit, so I'll just anticipate it. So if you feel like the black community mistreated you and didn't give you full privilege because of some issue you may have had, I apologize for that. And you didn't deserve that. But please know that there is a place for you in our community. And you can still be like where the white girls at. And you don't have to judge and tell those of us who feel comfortable in that blackness that we're wrong for feeling that way, and that we're limiting ourselves and we're in white spaces. And if you're so pro-black, why are you over here on white YouTube? Because it's here, and it don't matter who made it. This has nothing to do with my propensity for blackness. It's a white platform because they probably would have gave the black people who created the shit hell, and probably would have figured out whatever way possible to stop them from making it happen. But that doesn't mean we can't take advantage of it or use it because we're pro-black. And I feel like that's a cop-out. I feel like you telling me, well, you hate white people, but you using their shit. There's nothing that I said or ever spoke or ever emanated from my body that make you think I hate anybody. Besides, it's only really a couple people I hate, and I won't say their names. So yo, to all my misfits, my black nerds, my foreign blacks, you know, like, y'all ain't gotta hate on black people to be black. Y'all ain't gotta hate on black people to overcome what we did to you. Express that shit. Be like, yo, you motherfuckers traumatized me. Let it out. Make a live about how motherfuckers treated you. If you was dark skinned, or if you was light skinned, or if you make a live, get that shit out. Don't hold it in, and then because it's fucking you up and you want to be docile and domesticated and shit, like, don't take that shit out on us. Don't come over here and seek revenge on people who didn't do nothing to you. Because we're confident in our blackness. Don't tell us that ain't no money in being black. I ain't black for money. But the crazy part about it is, it's a lot of fucking money in being black. And we see it every day on the commercials. When they play a rap song, or when they play Prince's songs, or when they play Michael Jackson songs, or when Diet Dr. Pepper make a fucking mockery of Prince and have this motherfucker called Too Sweet. See, they hide blackness from y'all, right? And tell y'all that, but then they use it to commodify and make money off of it. And then y'all tell us ain't no money in blackness. But it's plenty of money in black gossip. But it ain't no money in black empowerment. Know why? Because black empowerment, right, will be a problem for them. Because then there'll be more enlightened people who won't let them come on panels and talk crazy. And don't feel like bringing them on a panel to add credibility to my life. So, yo, that's enough of my rant. Let's get into this Super Bowl. Psycho, what you think about that Super Bowl? Triple OG, up y'all. What y'all think about that Super Bowl, man? I was disappointed. I don't know what was up with Kansas City. They looked fucking terrible. A lot, full circle, a lot. I mean, a lot. A lot. A lot. And especially when I come up there. When I come up there, they be like, oh, AC, he pro-black. He pro-black. Yeah, I don't know. See, this is my thing, right, y'all? Andy Reid need to get control of his kids. And I ain't trying to tell that man how to be a father, but, man, his motherfucking kids be sinking battleships, man. God damn. when he was in Philly, the overdose, that must be some shit to deal with that. To deal with your kids shit. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It was an anticlimactic Super Bowl. The energy just was off. It was almost like that episode of, it was almost like Space Jams. Like Kansas City had just been inhabited by aliens. Like their whole shit was off. He said the refs play. Psycho, you crazy as hell, Psycho. Psycho said, I think the refs played the greatest second quarter of football in the Super Bowl. I saw Doug Williams, because Doug Williams lit Denver ass up in the second half. So, oh my God. Yeah, it just felt off, man. The whole energy around the game, watching the game, it just felt off. It just felt off. I mean, I don't know, like the back and forth. It was something wrong with Kansas City. They was making penalties and mistakes that they didn't make. It was almost like they was just out of pocket, man. It was just a weird game. It was a weird game. It was the whole shit was weird. But I started seeing it early, like weeks ago. I started saying like Kansas City just didn't look right. Like they was just going through the emotions. And sometimes you can't go through the emotions. And I think Tampa Bay just was. And see, my thing, and I don't know if y'all agree with me on this, Psycho, but the thing with Tampa Bay is, like Tampa Bay, if you look at their team, right, they got a lot of players on their team, especially that front four, who was lethal front fours for other franchises. They got a bunch of bad boys on that front four, a bunch of, rejects, right? Teams was like, man, I can't deal with this motherfucker. JPP, Dominican Sue, the guy from Baltimore, the Samoan guy. He called him he probably did. Yeah, it is the most talented, but I still think that it was just something wrong with what's the name? It was something wrong with Kansas City. You don't think so, Psycho Triple OG? Y'all don't think it was something up, y'all? Y'all don't think it was something a little off with the team? Like they wasn't playing up to their capabilities? I don't know. It just seemed off. It just seemed like the play calling wasn't, But the crazy part about it is, right, if you look on the opposite side, right, all that black representation on the Tampa Bay side, we had the special teams coach, the offense coordinator, defense coordinator, all these guys were black men. That was dope. I thought that was dope. Yeah, something was off, man. Something was off. You know what I mean? Pat Mahomes, he throwing from the dirt, and he taking sacks, he ducking, and it was just, I don't know. Something was wrong. Somebody had the monkey foot, the monkey paw. Miss Rudolph came through. Somebody put some hoodoo, man. His son get into a drunk driving accident. Somebody put some hoodoo on somebody, man. Somebody put some sugar in somebody's spaghetti. Because that shit was off. Oh, rest in peace, man. It's a lot of prominent people dying lately, man. Like, god damn, man. A lot of death, man. A lot of death in America, man. A lot of death, a lot of nonsense going on. Do y'all think Brady should retire? Do y'all think he should go out on his shield? I mean, what more can he accomplish, man? You win a Super Bowl in your home stadium, 7-time Super Bowl champ. What more can he accomplish, man? Like, what more can he accomplish? I mean, he's setting the bar so high. You will see people be like, they be like, he ain't the GOAT. They'll be like, Serena won 23 Grand Slam titles. I mean, I get what they're saying, but man, I don't know. Tennis, football, two different things, two different worlds. And for him to do it for 20 years at such a high level, you know what I'm saying? I always look at Tom Brady as the George Washington of modern times, right? Like, he is the epitome of his helmet. He is the epitome of what white America always wanted to be, right? They wanted to be the 7-time champion of the world, right? Like, he's literally what they exude to the rest of the world, right? Like, you know what I mean? In a nutshell, Tom Brady is the quintessential America, literally. Literally. Yeah, yeah, just about. And ain't that a bitch, right? Same city. Because I mean, you know, Boston is the origin of it. Like Boston is where the Anglo-Saxons planted their flag to start this shit. Who more representative than a white boy from California, right? With Patrick. I mean, he got all the fucking white names: Thomas, Patrick, Brady. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like Jesus Christ, right? Like he is the epitome of what the British wanted, right? When they made this motherfucker, right? Like he is their example of what it is, right? He used black, you know what I mean? He used every race, every group to getting to the epitome, you know what I'm saying? He maximizes human capital and human talent. And that's what America does best, right? They try to bring in the best and brightest and to make this engine run. And that's why I tell y'all, like you can be the best and brightest and have value, right? And that goes to something I was reading. I went through the other day on Ben Dixon's channel, right? I was on Ben Dixon's channel. You know, I don't know if y'all ever heard of Ben Dixon. He's a progressive commentator. You know, and he has his own YouTube channel. And I was in it the other day, and I know a lot of y'all probably know the dude DOD that be around here. He was in here, and he has a Haitian, you know, co-host, black, her name Rebecca, and she had made the comment when she sees the American flag, she sees the Confederate flag, right? And now she's a Haitian immigrant. I'm not taking a shot at her being a Haitian. I'm just saying, for a person who wasn't born in America to make that leap to say that the Confederate flag is similar to the American, doesn't even understand what that's about. Renaissance, peace, bro. Peace, bro. Peace, bro. How you, bro? Good morning to you. Right, and then she made the comment like, every time I see that flag, I see the Confederate flag, and I'm saying to myself like, what the fuck she talking about? Like, she doesn't understand that the two flags don't represent the same thing. They don't. Now, the American flag represents the Anglo-Saxon pursuits. That Confederate flag don't represent that. That Confederate flag represents a split where other white ethnic groups form the Confederacy to go against that British flag. And see, that's what I'm saying by enlightenment. That's what I'm saying by understanding our shit and not just allowing everybody to speak on it and put out this information where black people co-sign that shit. Because it's not true. It's not real. And that's where we get lost in that. We can't let people just make statements and shit that's not true, because then we all go down that rabbit hole. So then the progressives think, well, you know, burn the flag and all that shit. No, wait. I know people who died on that flag. Some of the best people I've ever met in my life, I met because we unified under that flag. I can have duality and understand that the flag has oppressive natures and an oppressive beginning, but I can also understand that there's a lot of black blood and treasure within that damn flag. She said she was pro-black, Renaissance. Right? She said she was pro-black. But see, this is my thing. We can't. So is it impossible? And I'm glad you here, and I'm glad Psycho here, and I'm glad Samuro. Is it possible to understand the oppressive nature of the flag, but also understand that some of us who served our armed forces, we forge bonds under that flag with people that we'll love and cherish for the rest of our lives, and that we can understand its oppressive meaning, but also understand that as American citizens, that flag represents the best of us and the worst of us. It's almost like we gotta, like I was talking about the other day, it's like we gotta cancel everything for people that don't understand what cancel culture really means. Like, and then they were like, yeah, they was happy that the black dude, the country dude lost his career and all this and that. Like, and I'm saying to myself, like, you guys take everything out of context to be a part of a group, to be a part of groups who want power based on lies, based on opinions. Well, I couldn't go on the panel full circle. It was a chat, and then they timed me out. And then when I explained myself, Ben Dixon was like, well, your first statement kind of was troublesome, because I was like, wait a minute, she's a Haitian immigrant. She doesn't even she immigrated to this nation. So they took offense to that, right? Like I wasn't supposed to. So I had to like double back and let them know, listen, before you think I'm anti-immigrant, I'm married to a Haitian woman. My girlfriend is Haitian, right? And I've been in a relationship with her for years, and I have Haitian children. So before y'all think I'm over here on that, my thing is we just can't allow for everybody to jump in and be in this argument. Sometimes we gotta be like, hold on, man, listen, man, hold on. That ain't true. Like, teach them what the Confederacy stood for, what the Confederacy is. Don't just do it because you think that's gonna get you more views. Oh, so you seen that? You seen that? Right, Psycho. It means so much more than what it's represented. And this is the thing. Like we limit everything to we're not a part of it. Like she said that just dismissive of Crispus Attucks, just dismissive of all the black men and women who died fighting in the Civil War, just dismissive of it. Not understanding that on the Union had a U.S. flag and the Confederacy had the Confederate flag. Just dismissive of all those dead bodies, black bodies in Gettysburg and all these Civil War battle grounds. Just dismissive of it. Right? Because she has no connection to America because she comes from somewhere else. So her relationship to the South and things of that nature, right? Her relationship to understanding the Northeast and different places and how that function is not, and her co-host did her no justice because they didn't correct her. They went all in. They went hand in, like, yo, yeah, that's right. The flag ain't shit. But never sacrifice anything for that flag. Never. Right? And so instead of us, well, I don't know. Why you say that? Why you say that, Triple OG? Why do you feel as though Crispus Attucks was a coon? Because Triple OG, I can understand what you're saying, but can we put it in the context of who he was in the times, right? And not like fast forward and put him in our times. Can we like put it contextually to understand Crispus Attucks' position if we can? I mean, me, I don't have an issue with the flag. I have an issue with the people who use the flag for fuck shit. See, like, we gotta be honest, y'all. Like, throughout time, right, civilization, right, there's groups of people who want to rule the world. There's groups of people, there's empires. There are people, nations, civilizations with empirical endeavors, right? They want to be on top, right? They want to rule the world. And America happens to be one. And it had empirical ambitions from its conception. And unfortunately, or fortunately, however you want to look at it, we're a part of this empire. We helped build it. We was the free cocaine that they was given to sell on the block. They didn't have to pay anybody back. It was open season. They could go and get all the free cocaine they want, as long as they had the boat to go to Africa and and come back. So they used those bodies to build this empire, and now we're here. And under that flag was a lot of bullshit. Right, his album sales went through the roof, right? And the crazy part about it is, it's not like he was talking to another black person. He was talking to a white person. But it also shows you that the white people was like, we want to say the word too. So it didn't hurt his career. They didn't cancel him. If anything, they made him richer on the low. So now he's just going to get his money on the low. He's going to get his money off the books now. And his concert's going to sell out wherever he go. And that's because we have a group of people within our midst, right, that want to scream and cry, and they join the other side that's fighting for power, right? They're saying we want to be a part of this far left group that's fighting for power, and we're gonna cancel everything that caused trauma to us. She's got a beef with a flag that never caused her any trauma. She feel that same way about the French flag? Will she make that same, well, every time I see that flag, I think of this? She said every time she sees the American flag, she thinks of the Confederate flag. That's because she doesn't understand the difference between the Confederate flag and the American flag. And nobody tried to correct her. And when I tried to correct her, they timed me out. Because they don't want us to be enlightened, folks. They want us to pick a team. Everybody that the media, everybody that's been propped up, the Kevin Samuels, the Ben Dixons, the certain people in the manosphere, all these people are being propped up to distract us from our own upliftment and our own enlightenment and our own true understanding of what the fuck is going on and where the fuck we live at and how it was formed and what we're going through. I'm with you. I mean, this is the thing, Triple OG. This is the thing. That flag does represent a lot of fuckery. But what about how we talked about the other day about the women from Hidden Figures, all those black women that helped get NASA to the moon? What about them? Did they not pour their intelligence and their genius into this nation, right? That flag, when that flag was posted on the moon, quote unquote, was that not a part of were they not a part of that? Did they not contribute to that great achievement? Are they to not be proud of what they did because of the ambiguity of that flag? And I understand that certain generations feel a certain way, but when you go to battle under that flag, it just becomes something different to you. And I don't know if that's what it would take for some to understand. Like my idea of the flag is not based on all its issues. It's based on when I joined the service and I went in the service, the people that I met and the bonds that I forged, like going under that flag, got my beautiful daughter, right? My 29-year-old beautiful daughter, right? I'm not, should I be mad? You know what I'm saying? Like, no, I'm going to be grateful. All my friends, Triple OG, I got friends, man, that are first sergeant majors, like, and I remember meeting these guys as 17, 18-year-old men, and for them to have the careers that they had in the service and the life that they lived, like, I'm proud to know them men. And I met them men and women under that flag. Because if I wouldn't have joined the service, I wouldn't have met them under that flag. Like, I accomplished some great things under that flag. So for me, I always understand the idea of what Du Bois was talking about and the double consciousness of being a black man in America. I always thought about that. And everything that I do. That's the duality of my life. No, I'm sure they did love the woodpeckers, but see, again, that's different though, Triple OG, and I understand what you're saying. But for me, it's they found value in what they're doing under that flag, and they added value to that, right? They understood the oppressiveness of it, but they also understood that they get to manifest their greatness under this flag. It wasn't they wasn't working for China, they wasn't working for Russia, they wasn't working for France. So their genius was displayed under that flag. That's all I'm saying. Like, see, we gotta stop. We gotta start understanding that we contribute to this motherfucker too. It's just like if you in a crib and you live with somebody and you pay bills there too. Like, you gotta stand up and be like, I pay bills here too. Like, and that's what black Americans gotta start standing up and saying. Like, we pay bills here too. This our motherfucking crib, yo. This our motherfucking crib. Right, Psycho, and that's what I'm seeing. Like, it's just squad up now. It's just it's just join a squad, join a team. Like, and I don't want to be on neither team. I don't want to be on a team where you guys won't put things in context and an argument and then wonder why it's so easy to debunk all the shit you say. I don't want to be on a team that has a history of oppressing me and then tell me, things are different. No, it's not. Things are just different because it may be different from you, but when things change for you, you're going to go back to fucking on some bullshit with me. And we see it already. So the flag for me has a dual meaning, just like my life in America has a dual representation. See, and that's the crazy part about it. Like, the Confederate motherfuckers, they get to say that this flag represents my culture. It's not just about the war, blah, blah, blah. See, they get to define their flag. They get to give you all the definitions. But the American flag just means one thing, the oppression of black people. That's not what that flag means. Not to say that that's not a significant part of the flag. But what about General Austin, who's now the Secretary of Defense? He represents that flag. He's a black man born in Mobile, Alabama, raised in Georgia. So his greatness don't represent that flag? Like if the flag is obsolete of him? Right, like we want to go back to Africa because we don't want to build here. Like, they got us so afraid to build here, man, that we just don't realize this is our own crib. And if we just start building, there's nothing they could do. If we just start designing, building, and maintaining better lives and better communities, there is nothing that they can do. Nothing. Nothing. And this is my thing. Like, and you know what's crazy? Like she an immigrant and she felt comfortable critiquing the flag and saying that fuck shit. But black people don't feel comfortable critiquing America to the point where they can see the good and the bad. It's like we just got to see the bad. So if I just look at the bad, then that means I erase all the great memories that I had with the brothers and sisters that I served with. Like, when I did when I helped the Italian curator do the presentation, right, that I told you all about the other day. It was a presentation that they had at the Italian embassy, and they was just talking about 3rd, 4th, 5th century Islamic and African contributions to the Italian culture, right? When the artist took the pictures, right, of me, and they put it in papers in Palermo and in Sicily, right? Like, and when they seen an American, that was an African American standing there. I shouldn't be proud of that. I shouldn't be proud as an American that I contributed to helping Italian culture be exposed in America and contributions be exposed. I shouldn't be proud of that because some fuck people within the American system under that flag think it's okay to suppress me. Do I take their definition of who I am and take what they wanted to do and make that representative of me? Or do I define who I am and what I represent? Or what I see in that flag? Well, see, that's different, Psycho. Like, I understand what you're saying, but the bonds that they built wasn't based on accomplishing things. The bonds that I built based on, like, when you go to war, is different because you're put in pressure cookers, right? So then it brings out the worst or the best in you. So you just don't know what you're going to be, right? And that's what war does. So when you're young, 18, 19 years old, and you're put in battle, and then you guys got to step up and you create a bond, that's totally different from jail. That's apples and oranges, because in jail, they're there because of what they did foul in some instances. Some may be there innocently, some may be there for what they did. We wasn't there because we committed crimes. We were there because we were trying to better ourselves or find other avenues to live life and do things and make our lives successful. So when we built these bonds, it wasn't necessarily on no nefarious shit or on just being in a particular place, because there was other people there that I didn't build bonds with, right? It wasn't, you know what I mean? So it was certain things that happened. It was certain activities that happened that these bonds was forged. It wasn't just because we was in the same space. So I don't want you to think that I forged these bonds because we just happened to be in the proximity of each other. It was events. It was things that took place that forged these bonds. So I just see that as a different comparison, bro. But I get what you're saying, but I just see it different. I just see it a little different. Yo, please hit the like and share button, man. The Cash App is there. Cash App, $ACB, lowercase L 44. So, yo, man, anybody got any questions for me? Anything they want to talk about, man? You know what I'm saying? Anybody want to expound on it? Renaissance Man, Psycho, if y'all want to expound on what we talking about a little more. Triple OG. What happens to the war is over, the bonds remain. The bonds remain. They actually got stronger, right? We traveled Europe. We learned about each other, even more. We to this day, like we meet and greet. We have meet and greets where we travel to different states and we meet up with each other. Like, we got a Facebook group where we show off our families and we show off our experiences and our successes and our failures, our loss, right? So we still interact. We still share our bond, right? And now we're in different lives, and some of them retired, some of them still there. Most of them retired, but some of them still there, right? So we continue the bond. We continue what's going on. You know what I'm saying? And that's the whole genius of it, right? Like it continued. And that's why it's so important to me. That's why, and I knew, right? I got friends and I got people outside the world that I didn't meet in the service, that I got relationships with, but it ain't the same as what I got with them. And I done, things with them, travel the country, travel the world, right? But it ain't the same as I got with my brothers and sisters that I serve with. It's not the same at all. It's not even close. So if the relationships are authentic, they just go stronger, you know what I mean, and endure, you know what I mean, the test of time. That's what I've seen. Yeah, right, Psycho, right. Like my generation, it was more Generation X. It was more about college, right? That's when the GI Bill, right? The idea of college, and at that time, our parents was just really coming in to middle class money and things of that nature, so they wasn't really saving up for college, so it was still kind of on us, right? The kids born in the 70s, us latchkey kids, our brothers and sisters was the ones who started going to college, but a lot of them didn't finish, or there was a lot of programs out, that helped our parents, right? So our generation, the Army really was like the GI Bill, the GI Bill. You know what I mean? So they really emphasize how important it was you can go to college, right? So that's why my generation joined. A lot of us wanted to go to college, because I know a lot of people who did their 4 or 5 years and went to college. They just wanted that GI money to go to college. So a lot of us didn't, a lot of us didn't join because we had pressing illegal issues. A lot of us joined because we had higher education, and a lot of them succeeded. A lot of them did go to college. A lot of, like me, I went to college. I used my GI Bill. So, it's a different dynamic. It's definitely a different dynamic. Hey, yo, did any of y'all see the story in Utah where, They're giving the kids an option to opt out of Black history studies in school. So if you have to take a history course, right, as one of your prerequisites to graduate, right, you can opt out of it. You can be like, I don't want to learn Black. Think about that. Do you think that they would give them an option of opting out of American history? Like that. See, that's the shit I be talking about, right? Where like, where the white girls at, all that crazy shit, right? None of those people will address the state of Utah. And if they do, they'll be like, well, that's their choice. That's their education system. Nobody won't learn about that black shit. Like, they'll demean it. They won't see it as a problem. They'll see it as a good option. Yeah, they got, it's let me read. I got it right here on my phone. Let me look it up. I just sent it to somebody, yo. It was a story. Yeah, they was yeah, okay. Utah school permits students to not participate in Black History Month curriculum. Think about that. Okay, let's read the story. Okay, updated February 8th. According to AP, parents who wanted their children to opt out of learning Black History Month curriculum have withdrawn their request. We regret that after receiving requests, an opt-out form has sent out concerning activities planned during this month celebration from the Academy Director. We are grateful that families initially had requests and concerns are willing to come to the table and resolve any different issues. A charter school is facing backlash because students were able to opt out of Black History Month curriculum. He reportedly wrote that reluctantly sent the letters to parents saying that the administration were permitting them to exercise their civil rights to not participate. Think about that, right? Think about that. Civil rights was something that was used to help us, right, be accepted as free people and, right, equal people in a society. And now these people are using civil rights to say, fuck Black people. To say, well, it's my civil rights to opt out of hearing about Black people's contribution to America. And that's why we don't like the flag. Because we let people like this, right, groups like this, right, do shit like that. And then we look at their actions and we just automatically throw it to the flag and say, this is representation of America, which in essence it is, but it gives them too much power and then it demeans or dilutes our contribution. And that's what we allow to happen. We allow for others to dilute our contributions and pour water on it. Take the thick oil, the thick blue oil of our contributions and mix it down and pour water and dilute it. So then it's like, it doesn't have the same effect. So then they're able to say, I want to opt out. I don't want to learn what the Black people contribute to this society. And that's why we have a proliferation of Black people who think it's okay to be like, I don't want to talk about that shit. Because people like this make them think it's Black history is bad. So this goes back to the conversation I was having on another panel where African slaves wasn't a part of Black history, but the indigenous people were. But you have no proof of the indigenous people. You can't prove anything that the indigenous people did, right? But we can readily show about slavery. We can readily show families, generations being created from the slave trade, but we can't show generations being created from the indigenous people. Not to say that it didn't happen. Not to say that they wasn't here, but that wasn't their goal. Their goal wasn't to make this their landmass. Their goal was to make this a place that they could come and get information, trade, and do things like that. An option. An outpost. A trading outpost, because that's basically what America was. Most European countries and most countries outside of America came here to trade with the indigenous people that was here. So now you have this attempts to pretend that the Africans and the slaves that contributed to the greatness of this nation didn't exist. I mean, you have people trying to limit the numbers and say, oh, it wasn't that many. Oh, not that many white people. I mean, every day you have somebody trying to say that slavery wasn't that bad. Or then you have black people saying that I'm not, like you got a Tariq Nasheed saying foundational black Americans. I'm cool with the idea of him saying that, but at the same time, what does that mean? See, he's trying to make our image even better. Oh, we was the foundation of this. Yes, we were, but not in how you trying to make it, bro. See, everybody can take blackness and make it what they want and dilute it, but then those of us who want to make it a central tenement in our lives and the greatness of it, we're told that you're doing too much. Pick a side. But we have examples where people are saying, I don't want to hear what you contributed, right? And these are white people. So now you hear black people saying, so where did these black people get the idea of, I don't want to hear about black history? I want to make black history something else. Where did they get the idea from? White people. Because they want to be around white people. They want to be accepted around white people. So if this is what white people are saying, that black history don't matter, then black history don't matter. Fuckery matter. Who fucking who? Who bought up somebody a $10,000 promise ring? Who dropped out of med school? Who's still in med school? Who killed who? It's like we can't just stand on the truth. It's like we gotta pick a side. It's like you gotta be over here, you gotta be over there, or you gotta dumb down your blackness or dumb it down. Like we just gotta dumb ourselves down for acceptance. It hurts everybody. It hurts the children. It hurts the adults. It hurts other cultures that interact with us. It hurts all of them because nobody is dealing with us authentically. Everybody is dealing with us with misinformation or lacking information. So then ignorance is the order of the day. And that's what we're seeing. Ignorance. Right, that's what I say. Like, right, and I said that a week ago, Psycho. Like, it ain't no coincidence they gave us February. Get that shit out the way, so we ain't gotta talk about it. That's why it's behooves us to talk about black excellence every chance we get. And the reason why we hate the flag and the reason why we have all this ambiguity that we have with our existence is because we don't talk about it every day. We don't highlight it every day. And that's what I'm going to do over here. Whether motherfuckers come or not, I'll be broke. I don't care. I'll go cut grass and do whatever I got to do. Because I'm not here to talk about that other shit. And when I'm talking about blackness, I'm not talking about white men. I'm talking about black people. I hope not, full circle. I really hope not. I wish that, and it's crazy, right? Because you hear these people be articulate about a lot of things about relationships and what a woman wants, and a lot of that should be bullshit. A lot of that should just be their opinion or some shit they done heard from a white dating coach, right? Because a lot of the information come from white dating coaches, right? And they try to package it. Because you can tell white information with a black package. You could tell if this has been packaged by a non-black person for the consumption of white people, the wording, right? And then you will see that it really has no correlation, no cultural connections, right? It's just a generalized ABC manual on how to do something, but it has maybe some slang words or some shit that make it seem like it's for us. But for the most part, it's not. But they want us to be dumbed down because they know the importance of enlightenment. They know when you shine a light on dark corners of somebody's mind, you can wake them up. They don't want us woke, right? That's why white people now walk around talking about they woke as fuck. What do white people know about being woke as fuck? That's not even a white thing, right? They even stole that. Oh, woke as fuck, woke as fuck. But you can't be woke unless the light is shining on you. The enlightenment is shining on you every day. Wokeness is not some shit you come in and out of. When you're awake, you're awake. And I'm trying to figure out what are white people woke to. How y'all treat us? What the fuck's been going on? That's not woke. That's paying attention. That's acknowledging some shit. Right, I don't even want to use the term, so I'm going to use the term enlighten, which is really the word, enlightenment. See, the one thing I hear in them British brothers that I be seeing in the different spaces on the Bernard rallies, and the one thing I hear them brothers talk about all the time that I'm cool with is that they always talk about enlightenment, right? What them brothers is talking about is enlightenment. These brothers are studying enlightenment philosophies and theories, and they're trying to bring it back to a black space. And for some points, they're successful at it. Because Cicely Tyson didn't represent where they at, right? They don't see the greatness of they didn't see the greatness of Cicely Tyson, full circle. Like they don't celebrate black. They don't want to be black, so let alone celebrating it is just gonna be an oxymoron for them. Right? Because when they see Larry King, that represents something that represents greatness, because Larry King was a white, great, I guess, commentator or CNN host or whatever. I don't know what the fuck you would even call Larry King. Because we don't talk about our greatness. They don't want to talk about black greatness. They want to talk about black fuckery because that's what white people want to see. Tommy Sotomayor talks about black fuckery because it gets white people off the hook for their shit. See, these guys let white people off the hook. Because they're saying, man, like it's us, it ain't them. It's both. It's a little bit of us, a little bit of them. But they steal everything that means something to us. They stole hip hop. They stole R&B. They steal everything that's of value to us. Then they they put an add value to it, and then the world be like, oh shit, yeah, that is the shit. But when we did it, it was when we did hip hop, that rap, it's disturbing. Now that it's consumed by majority white populace, it's the #1 music genre in the world. Beautiful woman up close, bro. Full circle. Beautiful. Man, that chocolate sexy woman was beautiful. But if you dark skinned and you got picked on for being black, you're not going to find no solidarity with her beauty. You're going to be like, man, she ugly. Because they call me ugly. Always. She is the personification of black beauty for me. But we got to understand that they're transferring value, folks. They're playing the Reddit stock market game with us. Right? They're taking things that, we would normally see as value, and they're saying, they're not valuable on this market. Then 10 years later, they're picking. Like, let me tell y'all a quick thing, right? I don't know if any of y'all know who Rosenberg is, right? Hot 97. Rosenberg, right? Rosenberg is this white dude, this white culture vulture, right? And what, because in the hip hop radio world, I don't know too much about the southern radio stations. I'm not familiar with them. But up here, we got Hot 97, Power 105, right? And they are syndicated throughout the nation, both of them, right? So they pretty much saturate y'all southern markets, West Coast markets, right? Now the thing about both these is, now I give Power 105 what they're doing. I'll give them, because they got Angela, what's name, Charlemagne, and what's name, right? Now with Hot 97, which is New York's, that was their shit. Hot 97 was the transfer of the old BLS, the old 98.7 Kiss, Red Alert, 98, 97, 90, Hot 97 just took both of those BLS, Mr. Magic, and Kiss, and they put it into one format, right? And they blew up. And then they got competition with Power 105. Right now, Rosenberg is this white dude who be on their culture vulture motherfucker, right? Now, I'm watching Rosenberg use Hot 97 as a vehicle for his media career. So now, right, he always had on his rap shirts and shit, you know what I'm saying? Now, he's on 98.7 ESPN in New York, right? And he does the morning show with Michael K. Like, Michael K is a big New York sports guy, right? Now, this motherfucker used hip-hop, right, to get him a job with 3 white dudes, so now this motherfucker's in suit and ties. He don't wear suit and ties when he doing Hot 97, but he wears suit and ties when he do sports, right? Because he used us to get the bag with his people. And that's what's going to happen to all those Black Lives Matter, Antifa, whatever motherfuckers they want to call that you see marching in these cities in Northwest and you see New York City. All these motherfuckers is pro-black now, but they using it to be pro-white later. Facts, psycho. Facts. Psycho, I remember I used to be dog, because in Trenton, we get New York stations, but not all the time, right? So I used to be in the crib holding the antenna, you know what I mean? My mom had a dope-ass Techniques component system, because they was called components back then, right? Because it was pieces. You had the tuner was here, the tape deck was here, the record player was here, so she had the component. I know you had one too, Triple OG. I know you had a component. I know everybody, if you grew up in a black house, you had a component. If you ain't had a one that was all one, the Techniques came out with the components, Panasonic, because the Germans and the Japanese, they make the dope stereo systems, right? So I'll be standing there, Psycho, trying to get Hot 90, trying to get Red Alert, and then I'll 11 o'clock when what's the name of them came on, I'll be on BLS trying to get what's the name of them, you know what I'm saying? Right? And what happened is, you don't see the black music people make the transition. Wendy Williams didn't make the transition from the early days on Hot 97 and 98.7 Kiss and all that. She didn't make the transition to be on 2020, right? She made the transition to be a bootleg Oprah, right? She can't be Oprah, right? She was a bootleg Oprah. But this guy used our culture. Where are our great, we're like Charlemagne, like, okay, I see what he's doing, but he's still stuck. Like he just a guest on major networks. He ain't no major network said we gonna put Charlemagne in this slot. Steve Harvey or afternoon drivers could recruited Charlemagne to be in the spot. But Rosenberg used our culture to help himself get exposure on media. Then he got a job in the afternoon with some white dudes. And then the next thing you know, he's going to have his own afternoon show, and then he's going to blow up. Peace, Books of Moses. Thanks for coming through, bro. Peace, bro. So they play the game, the 3-card Molly game. They use our culture to come up, right? But we don't use it to come up. We think we gotta use their shit. Well, they using our shit. Will a black country radio disc jockey be able to go and be a part of a morning syndicated show and then use that platform to go up to one day be the head sports guy on afternoon talk radio somewhere else? No, it'll never happen. Right, it don't. Right, Psycho. You know Wendy. See, like that's the thing, right? We know how she get down, Psycho. So we know, but then Psycho, you got to remember, man, she did a lot of drugs back then, dog. You know, Wendy Williams, she was on some shit back then. But I'm just saying all that to say, like, people make us feel bad about being black, right? But don't make other people feel bad about being what they are. And then they let these people come in and steal our shit and then run off with it and be like, man, let them have it. Or that ain't what they was trying to do. Or make excuses for them. But never make excuses for black people. Hold black people feet to the fire on everything. How they raise their kids, how they do this, how they do that. And then be like, well, I'm black, I can speak on it. Well, damn, a minute ago you said that being black wasn't a be all end all. So, you know what I mean? Now you pro-black when it comes. See, they pro-black when it come time to critique the fuckery. But then when, it's black excellence, man, don't nobody want to hear about no successful black people. They all say that shit. Ain't no money in talking about successful black people. You know why? Because we don't talk about them every day. We don't talk about black excellence every day. It bothers me that a dude like Psycho don't got 1,000 people in his chat when he dropping them jewels. He dropped. That shit bothers me. But if a motherfucker over there talking about fuckery, it's a million motherfuckers in there. That's because we've been conditioned to reject black greatness. We've been conditioned to think that expressing our greatness is somehow anti something else. We've been conditioned to allow others to use us as stepping stones, but we can't do it for ourselves. We have to be poisonous in order to receive attention. Kevin Samuels is poisonous. He poisons people's dreams. He poisons their beliefs in themselves. And he tell them, trash all that shit and this is who you are and this is what you should do. And then he goes on a white platform and never tells the white dude who he leveled up to go on his platform that you need to change your shirt and put on a more professional shirt. He even dumbed himself down and went with casual gear. Now, if a regular person did that, he would have clowned him. Because he see value in the white man. He see that's a stepping stone. See, for us, we see white men as leveling up. Black women see him as leveling up. We see him as leveling up. And I asked the 2 black women that I dated that now date white men, did you level up? Did you level up? Just because he may not have been as vocal or as aggressive as I, did you level up? No. No. They didn't. They didn't level up. Associating yourself with whiteness does not level you up. Leveling up is a personal thing. Right. What's good, Kevin Kelly? Big up, brethren. Big up, big up. Big up. Yeah, she's super ugly now. She was always ugly to me, though. I ain't never found Wendy Williams attractive. Ugh. She was, one thing I can say about Wendy Williams, she set a path for herself and she accomplished it. She always said she was going to be, peace, Miss FedEx. Better late than never, baby. Better late than never. Peace, sis. Wendy Williams always said she wanted to be the queen of media, right? And she actually became the queen of media, but on that scale, right? On that fuckery, gossipy scale, right? And that's the thing. And look at her life. Shambles, misery. Because you can't make money off other people's misery and don't think that the universe gonna cash that same check on your ass. You can't go out here and cash out on people's fuckery and don't think that the universe ain't gonna cash out on you. See, we don't understand how this shit go, man. This karmatic universal energy. That shit is real. So while we over here creating fuckery, like I seen something last night. A motherfucker went on live and just talked about some a crime and how this person was complicit in the crime and was comfortable doing it. Right? But that's because the person they was talking about contributes to the shit. So it's fair game. Motherfuckers like, much shit you talk about people, so we gonna put your shit on blast. Yeah, man, like, I don't know if y'all used to listen to some of Wendy Williams. Or I remember one day, yo, I was working at the gas station. I think this was 2000, right? And I worked the 6 to 2, and sometimes I worked the overnight shift, right? So one overnight shift, we listened to Wendy Williams because she was on a station out here called Power 99 in Philly. Right before she booked, she was a 98.7. They fired her for some shit she said. Then she went on Power 99. I think she went to BLS after she left Power 99. Right? So one day she had a show on there, right? And like her morning show was just some extreme shit, right? Like the caller would be on some, I fucked my dad in the bathroom shit, and I think my mom heard us type shit, right? So one morning she had a show on there, and the young sister was like, I'm fucking my stepdad and my brother. Like, come on, man. Come on, man. Like, that's how she got famous, by bringing, and this is the shit we see over here. This is the shit we see over here. This extreme fuckery. Yeah, man. Like Triple OG, man. She used to have stories of like, motherfucker be like, I'm in love with my boyfriend's dad. You know what I mean? Shit like that. It never offer like help. It'd be like, well, so so how you doing? You know, just continue to fuck. We never tell the young lady that you're just absolutely disgusting for doing this. Like, stop this shit now. Just be like, well, how long you been doing it? How long you been doing it? Like, just more inquisitive, posing questions than any young lady, you don't need to be doing that, right? And now wonder why her life is the way it is. That's the energy you put out there, Wendy Williams. Right. She's the queen of the gossip chitlin circuit. Right? Like, do we have any exceptional, like, are there any exceptional black people that's not stuck in the chitlin circuit? Like, people get mad at Jay because Jay ain't in the chitlin circuit, so Jay like, so now you got everybody pulling at his cape and shit, like, come back down to the chitlin circuit. And Jay like, no, I was never on the chitlin circuit, people. Never. Like, Wendy Williams created the gossip shit, and now that's all everybody do. We got black men over here that call this a masculine space, and all they do is fucking gossip. And then get mad at me, like, so what am I supposed to do? Talk about the white man all day? No, nigga, but stop gossiping. I don't know, Full Circle. Hopefully you, shit, because you seem like a very intelligent person. Your questions are on point. You know what I mean? You analytical in your discussion. Shit, hopefully someone like you. Shit. Hopefully someone like you, Full Circle. Real talk. Real talk. Because I've heard, if you the same Full Circle that I've heard in some spaces, I've heard you, brother, and you got some knowledge too, brother. You got some knowledge too. I've heard you speak. I've heard you speak in several spaces. I'm in one conversation. I don't know who it was, some white chick. Y'all was having a dope ass conversation. I don't know who did it, man. I'm trying to. How do I find it? Like, what do I do? What do I do, Mo? Do I go in and I went in? I didn't see it. What do I? Do I gotta go in my thing and pull you out, or how do I do it? Do I because I'm not on like live stream. I mean, I'm not like on Streamlabs. I'm on OBS, so on OBS you don't connect to the chat. You got to open it up in a what's the name, and it don't give me the option to like dig in old shows. So I got to figure out how to do it. Definitely got to figure out how to do it, my brother. Because I don't know how to fucking do it. See, I get that too, Books. I think shock jocking is a little different, but because see, shock jocking is more like saying shit over the air that's shocking and provocative. Like she would have people call, like black people call, and just bear just the most egregious shit or behavior, you know what I mean, possible, right? It was never, I saved 10 cats. It was always some shit. I was fucking my mom and all this crazy, just crazy shit. I don't know who did that, Mo. I don't know who did that. I don't know. I gotta figure it out though. What I'm gonna do is, Mo, when I'm done with this, I'm gonna dig in there and I'm gonna try to pull you out and see what happens, bro. Even though you be blocking me and kicking me off your show all the damn time, I ain't gonna return the favor. I'm gonna let the beef die because I'm trying to be better in 2021. I'm trying to evolve, so I'm gonna let the beef die. But I will definitely work on trying to pull you out because I might not like your punk ass, but I love your girl. She's a very nice person. I don't agree with shit y'all say philosophically, but I wanted to interview you two motherfuckers over here, and you just be on your bullshit, Mo. So it is what it is. But yeah. So like, we're watching them use our shit to get where we gotta go, and then we're watching others tell us that if you're not gossiping, like I don't want to gossip. I don't want to talk about Mo. I don't want to talk about Mo and Kelly. I don't want to talk. I don't want to talk about woke. I don't want to talk about that shit. I want to talk about enlighten. I want to talk about how do we enlighten our people? How do me and Psycho get 1,000 people in our chat learning shit about black people? Right? How do Psycho get 1,000 people in his chat talking about shit that's really important? Like, we had fun over there on Saturday. That shit ain't always bliggity bliggity black. Man, we had a ball over there one last Saturday. So we be laughing our ass off. Cracking the fuck up. You know what I'm saying? And I think that could be done, but it's too many people over here that don't want to be black, and then when you come in black spaces, you feel like it's a harbinger around your neck. Being black is not a harbinger around your neck. It's your excellence. Like God don't make like the universe don't make no mistakes. Like it didn't make you black to make you a problem. It made you black so you can see the greatness of your blackness. It didn't make you black to put it down because to make others people feel comfortable. You never neutralize yourself to make others feel comfortable. That's the number one mistake I made all my life. Neutralizing who I am to make others feel comfortable. You don't have to dumb yourself down to be accepted in no spaces. If you gotta alter your like, yo, Hal Holbrook. I'm sorry, Hal Holbrook just died, right? Right? I didn't know his name. I didn't know, right? But the one thing they highlighted when the white guy that just died the other day, I think he played Deep Throat or whatever in the old movies. But what I remember him for, and what was important to me, and I'm glad they said it, he did a motherfucking scene on The Sopranos when Tony got shot. With him, Tony, the black dude, was in the hospital, and they was watching the motherfucking fight in the hospital room. And he did this scene where he talked about your existence as a human being. That shit is the most profound shit I ever seen in my life. Check it out. Hal Holbrook, or I'm sure if you YouTube it, Hal Holbrook on Sopranos. That shit that he said was the deepest shit ever I've ever heard. No bullshit. I don't know who the writer was with that scene. I don't know what his background was in philosophy. I don't know if he was listening to Descartes. I don't know. Espinosa. I don't know who he was listening to. But that shit he said, and the point that he made was, we are physical globs, right? In every environment we go into, right? We are influenced by that environment, right? And after a while, our shape starts shaping to that environment. We start shape shifting into that environment. And the point that he was trying to make is that it's where you go. It's how you go and where you go and how you're influenced by that environment. That's what makes up who you are. Now, I'm paraphrasing it, but if you go and watch it, because I'm going to look this shit up. That shit was the most profound thing. And when the person was talking about his death and they brought up that scene, I was like, oh, y'all, because I thought I was the only one who seen that shit. I thought I was the only one who got the powerfulness of it. But when that lady said that the other day, I said, oh, so it was worldwide that was a powerful ass scene. That shit was out of this world. And I wish that I wish I had what he said in my mind every single day as a reminder, right? To be mindful of the environments that I go into. Because as much control as you think you may have, the more you submerge yourself in it, the less control you have over how that environment shapes you. See, that's enlightenment. What he talked about in that scene is enlightenment. Gossiping about other people will never enlighten you. It would only hold you back because it's a retread. Gossiping is retread because you're bringing up old stories. You keep bringing up old information and you keep trying to package it different. So the lesson for today, folks, is be mindful where you go. Be mindful who you go around. Be mindful of what they're talking about. Be mindful how they treat you. Be mindful of what you're influenced by. Go take a listen to Psycho. Go take a listen to Renaissance Man. Books for Moses. Expose yourself to different ideas and see which one catches on. But just be mindful that everything ain't for everybody and all information ain't for everybody. And if you feel yourself being dragged into something or information that's not, you don't really need it and it doesn't have any purpose in your life, then exit stage left and come back tomorrow because they may be talking about something different. Don't give up on them. Don't cancel them. But just be mindful when you consume what they putting out. But the number one thing is watch what people do, not what they say. Watch what they do. Watch where they go. Watch who they value. Peace, Rollo. No, I wasn't trolling, Rollo. No. No, I wasn't trolling. No, I wasn't trolling at all. I think you misunderstood what I was saying. I think you just caught the tail end of a conversation I was having with somebody, and I think you misunderstood what I was saying when I was talking about gossiping, not necessarily talking about what you were trolling or whatever. I found, I didn't even look at the interview that you did with D. Durrell. I'm gonna watch it today, but I didn't even look at the interview that you did with D. Durrell. But I'm not a troll, Raul. Like, you know me, bro. I'm straight up. I don't have no reason to troll. I was just having fun over there, talking shit. That shit was funny as hell. But I don't have no reason to troll. Like you niggas, hey, you had the niggas stuttering, so it is what it is as far as that's concerned. It is what it is as far as that's concerned. Like, and I, that's your stick. Like, that's what y'all do, right? Like, y'all in the Viper Pit, y'all belong in spaces that feel comfortable doing that, right? That feel comfortable with trying to, see if people are authentic or not. And I'm cool with that. Like, if you feel comfortable with busting a nigga out, that's cool, right? I still support you because you my man Rollo. I don't gotta, be down with that shit, but you my man Rollo. So I support you. I don't have to support that shit, but I can still support you. Right? Like, I can articulate where I'm coming from. I don't gotta get stuck and be like, oh no. I mean, cause it is what it is, right? It is what it is. But my thing is, I just want people to be, and I said that to you, Rollo. Like, I said that to you, bro. Like, everybody around you ain't for you. A motherfucker, if you show that you a gracious, kind person and a motherfucker take that for weakness and come sideways at you, that motherfucker person ain't for you. So nah, bro, I don't troll, bro. I mean, I do troll sometimes. Like I do troll sometimes, but I wasn't trolling you. I wasn't trolling. I was trolling D Darrell, motherfucking that. That's for sure. But it was all in fun. It was all in fun. It was all in fun. But yo, look, man, it's okay. It's okay to come to black spaces, man, and hear about black excellence. It's okay, right? Because we gonna mix some black fuckery in it too. Like, we ain't just gonna be monotone. And Chris McSadix, he set off the first shot of the Revolutionary War. And nah, we gonna talk some shit too, right? But we're not going to put down our blackness to talk shit, and then when we're done talking shit, put it back on. We're not going to do that. We're going to come authentically ourselves and have the conversation. See, because I could still be a nigga that argue with BMT or whoever and still talk about archaeological finds and humans and humanoid species and shit like that. I could still have those conversations. Aries, peace, my brother. What's good? Aries, I'm trying to talk you off the ledge, my brother. Don't kill nobody, Aries. Don't kill nobody, man. They not worth it. They not worth it. This thing said just plotting. Lord have mercy. Aries, I know, man. See, and that's what y'all niggas get, man. Y'all gotta push up on them in the back, man. Y'all can't be all on the front line with it, man. You know, see, you gotta trust and verify, right? Cause see, but Aries, between me and you, I'll hit you in the back. I'll hit you in the back. I'll hit you in the back. I'll hit you in the back, nigga. I'll hit you in the back. Yeah, 832-713. I'm with you. What's up, Tyler? What's going on with my English brethren? My English brother. See, like, I like hanging with Aries and Kevin Kelly because them niggas is funny. Like, them niggas control. See, they do it all. They troll, they laugh, they educate, they threaten. They do it all. They like me. See, we do it all. We can have an educated conversation. We can say catch a flight. We can do it all. We can, you know what I'm saying? You gotta be diverse with your fuckery, man. It just can't be gossip fuckery, man. You gotta be some fuckery today and some education tomorrow, man. Right, versatility, right? Duality, man. You gotta be versatile. You know what I'm saying? You gotta coordinate your fuckery, right? It just can't be one shade of fuckery. You know what I'm saying? You gotta coordinate it, right? You gotta coordinate it. You know what I'm saying? See, like me, see, when I go to Maurice Duck channel, I'm just all fuckery because you can't be cool over there. Them motherfuckers over there drive you crazy. Like, drive you crazy. I just said that. I just said that, right? It's crazy that you said that. I just said that. It's not that I'm a loose cannon, right? That's not what it is. This is what it is. Y'all say what the fuck y'all want to say to people, knowing damn well that ain't how y'all get down in real life. And then y'all think people supposed to take that shit. No, man. Like, your people over there at your channel, Mo, y'all say the most craziest, outlandish shit known to man. And then think people supposed to handle y'all with kid gloves. Come on, bruh. Come on, bruh. Yeah, it's cool. Yeah, you can get it, Rallo. For sure, Rallo. I'll definitely come on your channel and kick it with you, Rallo. Definitely. I ain't got no problem with that. Mo, you too, Mo. Because I'm going to do an interview with your wife. I ain't fuck with you, Mo, because you going to turn on me. You going to kick me out. You going to try to kick me off my own show, Mo. I can see it now. You going to try to mute me on my own show. You worse than RBR when it comes to that. I can see it now. Yeah, Aries, I think you need to stay out of Houston. See, this is the point, Aries, right? Like, niggas see, right? Like, niggas see shit, and I think a nigga seeing something, and it may not be true. I don't want to accuse you of humping on somebody's wife. I don't want to accuse you of giving somebody else's wife the schlong. I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. A part of me is saying it's true. A part of me is saying it's not. I don't know. Y'all in close proximity. You be on some player shit. So I don't know. I don't want to say yes and no. I don't know. Kevin Kelly, don't go to Mo channel. Don't go over there. Don't go over there on Thick Skin Only. Like, go with him and Kelly kicking it. Please don't go on Thick Skin Only, because you will be threatening motherfuckers. And me and you will be on I-95 trying to find these motherfuckers. Yeah, cause see, like y'all notice, if you don't come for me, I'm cool. Like if I'm cool. I don't have no problem. But that's why I created my own show so that people can see me outside of people pushing my buttons. Cause sometimes if you're talking about shit that people can't really relate to, or you're making them feel intimidated by your intelligence, they'll tend to push your buttons. And I'm the kind of guy, it's easy to push my buttons cause my buttons is out in display. Like I ain't the kind of dude that hide shit. I'm a very open guy, very transparent person. Yeah, it's bad. It's pretty bad over there, man. You'll get called the N-word. You'll hear white boys that talk more black than most black people. Like you'll hear black dudes say they're not black but they're native. Like you'll hear about the abortion argument, and we talking about sports. Like that shit gets nuts over there. Like that shit is a free fall over that motherfucker. And it's heavy on white supremacy. Heavy, heavy, heavy. But his girlfriend, she's cool as fuck. He need to learn some pointers on how to be cool from her. But Mo ain't bad. I'm just too pro-black for Mo. And I don't tone it down like others. I'll come full-fledged on this channel because that's what they need over there. They need shotguns. He said the funny part is I only have Celeste number. Nigga, you don't need nobody number if both of y'all live in Louisiana, nigga. All you need is the address. You don't need the number, Aries. Stop playing. Stop insulting my intelligence. Well, that must not be Mo. If this person is saying I'm far from a right winger, that must not be Mo. Because Mo is a proud right winger. So whoever you is saying Maurice Dope Channel, you're proud, what's his name? I do work better on my own show. You're right about that, Mo. I do. I scrolled up Aries. I don't know Aries. Kevin Kelly, what you think, Kevin Kelly? What do you think? What do you think? I think he smashed them ham hocks. I think he got some of that big juicy thing, and I know it's good, motherfucker. But I think you did it, Aries. I think you did it. I think you did it. Don't be mad at me, because you know you my boy, dog. You know how you my boy. But I think you did it. I'm sorry. I think you did it. I think you did it. The Cash App is I don't even know how to do that, Kevin. I gotta learn this shit. It's Cash. Let me just put it down. Let me just shit. I don't even know how to do that. Yeah, Aries, I think you did that shit, bro. Unfortunately. I mean, that shit weird, though. Like, I don't know if I'll be comfortable with my woman being on panels with niggas like that. Like, these niggas, I don't know. Maybe, I guess it's, I don't know. I guess it's just a thing, motherfuckers feel comfortable, but I wouldn't feel comfortable like that. I wouldn't feel comfortable with my wife being in a space like that. And it's not even about insecurities or anything like that. It's just about like fuck shit like that, where a motherfucker who jealous and can't get it, you know what I'm saying? Or say another motherfucker got it so that it can fall in their hands, right? Because that's all a motherfucker doing. A motherfucker saying that the other motherfucker got it so another motherfucker could lose it, and then they'd fall in their hands, right? Process of elimination. If you blame this nigga for doing it, and then there's some doubt, then the other nigga gonna be like, oh, you fucking on me? And then she gonna leave that nigga, then the other nigga can come in and be like, let me save you, mama. Let me see that nigga one, right? I told you that nigga one for you, baby. Until he get the ass, and then she back on the market after he busts his nut. So it's all a game, man. Like this, I mean, I ain't looking for no put. Maybe if I'm looking for a woman over here, I'll be successful. I don't know, but that ain't what I'm looking for, man. I just really thought it's a place where you could come kick it. But I guess not. I guess you got to be chasing after bitches and being Celeste. You know what I'm saying? Nah, he ain't dumb. He ain't dumb, but he playing the game. He definitely playing the game. See, because what he do is he observe, he listens to everything, right? He's one of those, that's his genius, where he listens and he sees the little little ends you can take in, and then he creates the friction, and then when all the shit fall down, he come in and be fireman and try to save everybody. You know, his Captain Save-A-Hole is a little different, right? Like some people, Captain Save-A-Holes, you ain't necessarily gotta be a major event. You'll just see a female in the distress, right? You just fly in, Captain Save-A-Hole. Some niggas gotta, you know, create the fire and, you know what I mean, burn the building down and then come in and be like, dun, dun, dun. You know what I mean? So it is what it is. It is what it is. No doubt, Mo. I appreciate that, Mo. Appreciate that. I don't know where my little crazy ass sister live at. I think she live in Houston. Thank you for the cash apps, fellas. I appreciate that. No doubt, I appreciate that. I don't know. I think she live in Houston, but you know that's the thing. That's the game. That's the game, right? That's the game. Appreciate that, Rilo and Mo. Appreciate that, Kevin Kelly. Thank you, brothers, man. I appreciate that, man. I appreciate you, brothers, man. Damn, that's huge. That's huge. Appreciate that. Appreciate that. So, Rilo, what you think, Rilo? Do you think he bought the ring? Do you think what do you think? Do you think he did it? Like, you know what I'm saying? Do you think he did it? Do you think D Terrell bought? Fuck it, I'ma just jump in this gossip shit. Fuck it. Do you think he bought the ring? Cause I think the nigga bought the ring. Cause she in there on some goofy shit. He in there on some goofy shit. I think the nigga bought the ring. Okay. Well, I'm tuning in then. I'm tuning in. And Aries, man, you know what we gonna do tomorrow, Aries? You know what we gonna do tomorrow? Cause I wanna know what we gonna do tomorrow, Aries? I'm gonna go Streamlabs, man. I'm gonna go Streamlabs, and I'm gonna have you and Raul come up, man. I think I'm gonna do that tomorrow. I think I'm gonna let you say your piece, Aries. I think I'm gonna let you say your piece. You know what I mean? Because you can't get it out. Now, GMT lives in Oakland. I think GMT lives in Oakland. GMT better pay attention. Somebody was trying to get him some pussy last night. They was just trying to tell him how they gonna make his grilled cheese, and I don't think he was paying attention to that. See, Aries, you wasn't even supposed to be trying to hump on that little young girl, trying to break her little back because she done had 4 kids. You know she probably had cesarean sections on them damn babies. You trying to tear up. She wasn't ready for that. They ain't ready for no real men, nigga. Yeah, he in Cali. Yeah. GMT in Cali. This is funny to me, though, because just watching everybody in their mating tactics, because that's all this is. It's just like mating tactics going awry, right? Like, you know what I mean? I think you got swinger couples on here, you know what I'm saying, who I guess they don't mind, right? I guess they don't mind. I don't know, Psycho. Maybe we're in the wrong business, Psycho. Maybe we should go into the gossip business. I don't know. Maybe we should be trying to talk to the fans. I don't know, Psycho. Maybe we doing this wrong, man. Maybe we doing this all wrong. See, because me and Psycho gotta say it, like, we got 99 problems, but a bitch ain't one. Like, I don't have women issues, man. I don't have that. But yeah, Aries, tomorrow, man, I'm gonna have you up, man. So I'm gonna go ahead and shut this down for the day, ladies and gentlemen. I gotta go out here and, man, get ready for the snow again, right? Because it's gonna snow every other day this week. So your boy gonna be out there getting that white gold. But I'm gonna definitely be on tomorrow, man. And me and Aries gonna chop it up. You know what I'm saying? What even Judas of the New Orleans Saint lives in. Oh, he live in Houston too? Like, yeah, maybe tomorrow. All right, tomorrow y'all can explain to me what's this. All right, so yeah, everybody roll on to Rollo. Rollo about to go live. Yo, Psycho, peace, bro. Y'all, everybody, y'all have a good day, man. And thank y'all for coming through, man. And tomorrow I'm gonna have my man. Yeah, I'm trying to, Kevin Kelly. I'm trying to, man. Hey, Mo, I'm going to do that, Mo. As soon as I finish, I'm going to definitely do that, man. I like to thank all y'all for coming through, man. Mo, Reese, Delk, the one and only. Bring Kelly next time, Mo. Goddamn. I'd like to thank my man Kevin Kelly. I'd like to thank Aries. I'd like to thank Rollo, Miss FedEx, my homie. One love, baby. I'd like to thank my man Books for Moses for coming through. I'd like to thank my man Psychopathius Jersey in the building. I'd like to thank Triple OG, my #1 moderator, for coming through and hollering at the brother today. I'd like to thank all y'all, and I need y'all to do one thing. I need y'all to stay enlightened. I need y'all to stay in peace, and I need y'all to stay safe.